Well then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once more to some more fun times in Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. This is your host, Minsk.
And this is Werehag.
And I'm Skylark. No, there's no one else. It's actually just the two of us today, unfortunately. We had a rather poor schedule conflict this time, unfortunately. A lot of people had bailed at the end, but I'm glad you could make it. You're now holding the title of the only person to appear in every single, in addition to myself. Actually, we're already holding that a couple of episodes ago.
Now, who says that online gaming is not a social thing to do?
I know. Oh, that's an interesting thing. I've been studying about some of the stuff about games academically recently. And the social aspect of gaming was already mentioned in the first patent for electronic games, which won in 1949, I think,
well,
or
there
8.
you see. Gamers have always been on the ball. It's everyone else who's going, eh.
That was when the first patent for an electronic game was made, and the person making the patent mentioned, the social aspect of the audience who would be watching the game.
Absolutely.
So this isn't even this is such an old idea. This is 70 years old, so... Yeah, it's amusing. Before we get too deep on this, I just had an announcement I needed to make before we get on. On the 20th and 21st of May, I am going to be visiting Retrospelmessen, the retro gaming convention in Norway. So anyone who might be also going there can perhaps be on the lookout for me. When I say I'm going to be there, I don't mean I was invited to be a panel guest or anything. I'm simply a con-goer. I'm not a big shot on YouTube enough at this point to get a spot in a convention. But if you happen to be going to Retrospelmessen in Sandefjord in Norway, and you see a guy who looks like young Frankenstein walking around taking pictures of everything with a really huge camera, you've probably spotted me, so feel free to come and say hi to me. You are probably not coming there this year, right?
I am not coming, no. I would love to visit scenic Norway again, but the best I can do is play some Skyrim now.
Yeah, so without further ado, why don't we get along with that?
Let's climb a mountain.
Yes, that's our next goal. Again, we've put it off long enough. We had a side quest last time.
We did.
Remember, we had a cookie.
It got out of hand.
Yeah, it did. That's exactly why I was like, we should focus mainly on the main quest, because even a side quest will eat up an entire episode.
Yeah.
No, it's fine to sometimes do those. I don't think it was like a lost episode or anything. It was good times, but
it's a fun quest. It's among the funner ones.
But if we try to do everything, this will be a 500 episode long series, and will be something like 70 years old by the time we're done.
Yes.
So here we go. Here's the first of the steps leading up to High Hrothgar, I believe it was.
Yes, that's where we're going.
The Greybeard Czar.
Yeah.
These are... Oh, yes.
We can read.
Before the birth of men, the dragons ruled all Mundus. Their word was the voice, and they spoke only for true needs. For the voice could blot out the sky and flood the land.
There's plenty of those cryptic little poems along the way as we start climbing.
Yes, historical... what's the poetry in Norway called? Is it Edda?
Edda is the collected...
That's right.
One of the collections is
right. It's not all of them. It's not a general term.
Skaldcraft, I suppose.
Oh. I'm looking for my keys again. I have not played this in a while. This game, so. But here we go. Good warm up, having a wolf to fight. So
much for that.
So we are going to get a little history lesson while we're climbing this, or at least these ancient Nord sagas while we get up. And oh no, is it snowing already? Thought I saw some snowdrift. Well, we better get used to that. This is quite a tall mountain.
We're going very, very high up.
There's something. Is that an animal or a statue?
I think that's a goat.
Well, I mean, let's give that a go as well. Haven't played this in a while, so I need to practice out the kinks a little bit. Yup, that's the goat. Oh, stupid goat, you're coming right at me.
It's just the goat.
Don't goats make weird screaming noises sometimes too?
To tell you the truth, I haven't killed that many of them.
No, but I mean in general, in actual goats in real
life.
Oh,
actual goats.
Don't they make weird
I haven't spent a lot of time with goats.
Actually, neither have I, but I've heard that's what I've been told, is sometimes goats make these almost nice sneak attack. Perfect.
Yes.
like human-like screams when they bleat.
I guess it's possible.
Goats are weird. They have those weird fish eyes as well.
They do. They have really creepy.
Or not fish eyes,
not
but like
fish eyes.
toad
But they're like,
eyes.
yeah, there's weird slits for eyes.
Yeah. So I feel fine with thinning the population here a little bit. Oh, we've hit the snow line.
Yep.
So
And we're not even halfway.
that doesn't look like a bad guy.
No, it's not a bad guy. He's like a bard or something. Or anyway, he's going up there.
He seems to be on a
he's-
pilgrimage himself.
He's practicing.
Barknar.
Keep an eye out for wolves if you're headed up the path to High Hrothgar.
Oh, well, actually, we did see one of those, so I think we can handle a couple of
Thanks for
wolves.
that.
Well, why don't we ask him for trivia while we're
You
here?
might want to put on some warmer clothes, buddy.
Yeah, that's actually, what are you doing here? Your little chest hair here is very visible to the
I
elements.
like to spend time up here. Walk the steps. Meditate on the emblems. Doesn't hurt when I bag some game along the way.
Oh, contemplative hunter then.
He
Interesting.
looks like he's trying out for Kiss.
Oh, right, and you would know about that.
I
wouldn't
would
you?
know,
Yeah.
indeed.
Did.
Had a decent look of
Strange
that
days
Paul
in the
Stanley's
months.
midriff again a couple of days ago.
Wonder what it means.
Is it still holding up all these
It's
years?
he probably girds his leather thing a bit tighter, but it's still there.
They're
Oh,
not the
fantastic.
sort to take visitors. But I never go that high up the path anyway.
Well, he was quite the font of information.
Feed them food or other essentials, but not to make conversation.
Okie dokie then.
Well, we're gonna be breaking a lot of traditions on this journey.
I suppose so. Well, I guess here we get the next part of this saga. Men were born and spread over the face of Mundus. The dragons presided over the crawling masses. Men were weak then and had no voice. Okay.
As far as names for worlds go, Mundus is not up there among the cooler ones.
That's a terrible name, to be honest. I believe there's a bad guy in Devil May Cry called that. I'm not up to date on Devil May Cry myself, but it's a familiar name. But it's a pretty stupid name. Mundus. Oh, hey, the weather cleared up. This seems promising, our trip up this mountain, then.
This ain't so bad.
Okay, right on cue, the wolves cry for blood, of course. I actually meant to ask you, since I know you're big on history and mythology and stuff, so... Okay, here we go. Let's first wrap up this. Cook ourselves a wolf. This game obviously has a lot of Norse themes in it. It draws on it. It creates its own mythology, of course, because the Elder Scrolls mythology is much vaster than simply the Norse mythology, because there's just one country among many in the world.
Yes.
So I was just wondering, are there any themes, characters, or creatures, or in general in Norse mythology that's not in this game, which you would have liked to see in this game?
Well, Norse mythology, of course, has the concept of the different worlds, the different planes of the world tree.
Yes, the 9 realms.
Yeah, the 9
so to
realms.
speak.
And the other 9 realms, apart from the realm of gods and the realm of men, are inhabited by what I've always thought of as very interesting, well, elves, I suppose they're called in the stories.
Yes.
Alvar.
Alvar, yeah.
But that could be cool.
Okay, so...
Like not they're not a traditional fantasy style elves. Oh. Okay, now we're getting into the nitpicky stuff because
Sure, let's go there.
because you asked the historian.
Yeah, let's go.
Fact of the matter is, we don't really know very much about what these different elves were supposed to be like, or these different inhabitants of these other realms of the world, because the stories don't go into that much detail. They're just like, oh, and then there were these elves.
Yeah. There's dark elves and there's Svartalf.
Yeah,
Svartalf are
and
dark elves and...
I can't even remember, well, but no one, Svartalf sounds really cool. No one really knows what that's supposed to be, though.
Yeah.
You know, what do they look like? What do they do? We don't know. Which is why in Marvel, for example, they're free to basically just make shit up, and in the movies it was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, that makes for... That's actually really good to, like, make your own, like... It's easier to make your own interpretations for like video games and movies and stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Since there's a bit of leeway in like what the characters are like.
There's more information about the giants.
Yeah.
Because they spend
Frost
some time.
and fire
yeah,
giants.
they spend some time with the giants, and the giants are instrumental in some of the stories.
I was about to steal this, but I can't steal like this. I'm sort of
I
gift.
always do.
I might get bad karma. Well, oops.
You're just kicking around instead.
I can't read this thing. Oops. Well, let's read this real quick and then carry on with that thought. The fledgling spirits of men were strong in old times, unafraid to war with dragons and their voices. But the dragons only shouted them down and broke their hearts. Alright, so we're getting a bit more about the history. So humans existed in this world at the same time as dragons. And they were already then being rebellious, as they are wont to be.
Having their hearts broken.
And this game, as far as I know, doesn't really have a lot of differences in the giants. There's just the giant, and it's a big
No, there's
one.
just the giant.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's got that one race of elves, which I think is actually pretty cool in this.
Oh yeah, those weird bug kind. They live in the caves, and they're like weird degenerates. You mean those ones?
Oh no, I never thought. Well, I suppose they have pointy ears.
I think they're supposed to be like elves who went crazy underground or something.
What are they called? Falmer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, the Falmer. But no.
Whoa, what's going on? Oh,
That's
an
a
ice
wolf.
wolf. That wolf's huge. I think Lydia's got it though.
Lydia's got it.
Oh, all right then. Ah, nice. Ice wolf pelt. That'll fetch a high price.
But no, I meant those guys who live on the island with the ash spewing mountain.
Yeah. I think that's just the Dark Elves, right?
The Dark Elves, yeah, that's right.
The one where we're playing, yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Elves in
Oh
this.
yeah, we're a dark. I forgot. about
Dark Elves in this are not like when you think of Forgotten Realms.
No,
stuff.
exactly,
They're not like
exactly.
evil underground sadists.
Exactly.
They're just
not Loth worshipping.
yeah, spider
Yeah.
fans. In fact, those Falmer are a bit closer to that, except
Yeah.
less
In
about.
fact, they do hang out with spiders.
Yeah, I guess, but they're less about the whole romantic aspect. Cause
Yes.
boy, those Forgotten Realms Dark Elves are romanticized. Even the evil ones.
Even the evil ones, yeah.
The guys who are completely psycho. Those
Yeah.
are awful Morlocks, basically, the ones in this game.
Yeah, but
You know, what I was thinking in Norse mythology is, well, I would like some of the more like divine aspects to have been, but then I think because they want to create their own like pantheon in this game about Talos somewhat. So I think like stuff like I was thinking like the Norns would have been interesting. The Nordic equivalent to the Fates, the three ladies who control the Fates.
The three old women with their.
But again, because that's already like that's like on divine level. They control the fate of the world. So like it kind of I was wondering like if that would like clash with the established like mythology of the Elder Scrolls world in some way. So although I don't think most of it's not super defined. They kind of make it up as they go along. I think Bethesda does, but. Also, there's one really creature I've seen in a lot of video games lately from Norse mythology. I would have liked to. I can see why it's not in this game. I'm probably gonna mispronounce this, and I'm sorry, but it's called the Hrothgar, and it's either a giant who turns into a giant bird, or it just is a giant bird, which like lives on the Yggdrasil, and the flaps of its wings creates the north wind.
Okay.
So I've seen that pop up in a lot of video games as a giant bird enemy. And the reason it's probably not in this is because they wanted to make dragons unique.
Yes.
And fighting a giant raven would
raven.
feel a lot like fighting those dragons. So like, it's a cool monster, but like it would kind of muscle in on the whole dragons in this game. It would be easy to mod into this game though, since you could probably use the dragons somehow. Just some food for thought for modders who maybe haven't done it yet. But now here's a devoted pilgrim, climbed all the way up there to the snow zone, just sitting in the snow.
Just sit in the snowbank.
Keep an eye out for wolves if you're headed up the path to High Hrothgar.
Wait, is it the same? That's what the other guy said.
Yes, it was.
Well, did you hear the Greybeards call for
I
Dovahkiin?
was just outside Iverstead when it happened. It's an exciting moment. Nothing like this has happened in centuries.
I feel like my faith is validated.
Just a pilgrim. I'd prefer to leave it at that, if you don't mind.
Ooh, that's a bit spooky. All right. I guess I won't. Well, I guess I have to pry. There's the option to pry some more.
The steps, meditating on the emblems. I make this trip every few years.
All right then.
All right.
Good day.
No, notice she has a Finnish name on her, if you will. It's
That's
Karita.
true, Karita.
There was in the Icewind Dale games, you find a village full of Finnish people. In it. Everyone has Finnish names in it. I was blown away when I first encountered that.
Then you go, "Ugh, let's get out of here."
Yeah, this is too weird. I can't take this. Kain called on Pathernaks, who pitied man. Together they taught men to use the voice. Then dragon war raged, dragon against tongue. That sounds... they wanted to sound dramatic, but it sounds a bit goofy.
Yeah, it sounds about as goofy as the dragons breaking the humans' hearts from the previous tablet.
Oh, no. Shot to the heart, you're too late, dragon, you give love. Bad name. Oh, I'm actually surprised. This has been really easy climbing so far.
Yeah, not a single troll.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of at this point. But I don't think
There's
we're
still time.
Yeah, we're not halfway through. I don't think this is quite the mountain.
There we go.
Okay, speak of the devil. No, but I think I've said before... Oh, I didn't have that equipped. I think this might be maybe my favorite part of the game. Of course, I haven't played through the whole game, so maybe there's even better parts later on, but I just like mountain climbing, and this is a really interesting track as it climbs into these all the more inhospitable regions. And you encounter weird pilgrims and these statues, these memorial marks, and trolls, which...
Now, where did it go?
This one's a clever bugger.
No, it's behind you. So you can see the red dot. Wait, turn around.
Oh, right, I don't know, I'm looking at that one.
Oh, now the red dot disappeared. It was there in that direction.
Ooh, this one's a devilish one. It's doing raptor tactics. Well, maybe it'll let us read this next part of the saga of Man and Dragon. Man prevailed, shouting Alduin out of the world, proving for all that their voice was too strong, although their sacrifices were manifold. And, has Alduin been named in the game yet? Because I know who Alduin
now I can
is.
see you.
There he is. Oh boy. A frost troll. I think that's not as bad as a regular troll.
They have a frost troll.
Well, Lydia, why don't you handle the front lines, and I'll provide backup over here. Okay then, never mind then. Why don't you take 5, Lydia, and I will... Oh, wait. Oh, he really didn't care about that. Oh, so you're the Dovahkiin, huh? Am I supposed to be impressed? Oh, sweet! Nice work, Lydia.
Very
with the backstab.
good, very good. I recently crafted a weapon for my follower, which has something like a 10 or a 20% chance of paralyzing the victim.
Okay.
For a few seconds.
All right, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, because even with the low percentage, it's enough that, if every 5th blow paralyzes the victim, she fairly quickly gets in 5 blows.
Yeah, if you get a character who, that would be good on a really fast weapon as well, so you can get the lots of hits.
Yeah, yeah. She's got a scimitar or something.
That sounds pretty decent. Yeah.
Yeah,
good,
and that's really nice. I'll just
admiring the scenery. I
Let's
believe that's
fall
Bleak
down.
Falls Barrow, where we were at the start of the game.
Yes, I think so.
Which means, what was it, Rivervale or whatever the place is? I can't remember these places. Riverwood is somewhere right beneath us over there.
Yeah.
Except it's so high up, we can't even make it out well enough.
Yeah, let's not fall down.
Some interesting ruins over there, but I think, the trip would be an interesting one. Try and get there. So let's just carry on. Yeah, I haven't, when I played this myself the first time, as far as I didn't do a lot of crafting, even though I know you can get really cool effects like that. It would totally be worth it, but it's so finicky. I'm such a lazy gamer, ultimately. I always try to rely on just the stuff I find. Is
that a cave?
It looks interesting. Nah,
No.
it was just really shadowed. It looked intriguing for a second, but let's just follow the trail before anything awful happens. There won't be a Saint Bernard coming to help us out if we get lost in the snow. With roaring tongues the Sky Children conquer, founding the first empire with sword and voice, whilst the dragons withdrew from this world. Oh, that was one of the things first time that this game was announced, that got me so pumped, because there had been no dragons previously in Elder Scrolls games.
Right.
Like, they were banished from this world, as the story is telling, so like, oh yeah, dragons!
Come back!
Finally! It's what I've always wanted. Getting a bit late here, I think. We might make it... Oh, there's one more. It was close, too. Oops, I always hit the wrong button. The tongues at Red Mountain went away humbled. Jürgen Windcaller began his 7-year meditation to understand how strong voices could fail. Okay, so something went wrong in the human hegemony after the dragons. Is, I think, what we're supposed to infer from that. Yeah, I think we'll make it before nightfall to Hrothgar, but we'll see how many more trolls.
I think we're getting closer.
We'll see how many more trolls try to waylay us. That's the deciding factor. Or how many more of these poems here are. Jürgen Windcaller chose silence and returned. The 17 disputants could not shout him down. Jürgen the Calm built his home on the throat of the world. Okay. We're assuming Jürgen Windcaller had the power of the voice, so...
I guess so, because don't you get sent from here to find...
I believe, yes, that's gonna be...
something or other?
Yeah, I believe that's the next step of the quest.
Windcaller or something?
So that's a heavy decision to make. That's really... You're sacrificing one of your great powers to become a mute, apparently. I don't know. Did he just stop shouting, or did he actually become a mute? These poems are a bit vague on that front.
As poetries want to be.
Yeah. This is, Yeah. Oh, hey, there's, the city where the Jarl...
so it is. Windhelm?
We're so bad at this.
I know. Dragon's Reach.
No, that's the castle. Whiterun. Whiterun. Yeah, Dragon's Reach is the castle in Whiterun.
Where's Windhelm?
No, how do I get rid of... Remove it. There we go. Yes, Whiterun is visible from here as well.
We can see just about there.
Oh, sweet. Great. Man, the Greybeards have a beautiful view of all of Skyrim from here. I think you can see to the sea from here. The northern oceans.
Yep.
But here, I think, is the final part of the poem, then. For years all silent, the Greybeards spoke one name. Tiber Septim, stripling then, was summoned to Hrothgar. They blessed and named him Dovahkiin. Now, I don't know if you remember, Tiber Septim was the founder of the Empire. He was. Yes. They're all Septims. The Septim line was the emperors of. Is it just the Empire? I don't remember what it's actually called. Another embarrassing oversight on my memory, but. Oh, there's one more saga here before we move on. The voices worship. Follow the inner path. Speak only in true need. Okay, so that's more of a... Oh, sweet! Voice of the Sky.
Added? What is that?
That's a very good question, but I believe that's a reward because we read them all.
In the magic.
Is it active
effects? There it is, Voice of the Sky.
Animals will neither attack nor flee from you. Huh. For one day.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's a reward because we were studious enough to read all of the poems.
I've never done that.
Neato.
Now here is where you leave.
Oh, is that what the
stuff that you're
quests
carrying with you?
Bring the supplies to High Hrothgar. Yes, you're right. So almost forgot about all about that, but we did take that assignment. Is it here in Minsk? Yep. Claim mech supplies. Store. There we go. And I guess we'll have to swing by the Ivarstead to check out Klimek before we head off to whatever our next escapade might be. I think we already spoiled it a second ago, but that's fine. Hello! I'm looking for people with the beards of a grey disposition. This looks like an incredibly uncomfortable place to live in.
It does.
But then again, they are monastic, so I think asceticness is part of the whole deal, yeah?
So, the Dragonborn appears at this moment in the turning of the age.
Okay, Should we inquire more about the Dragonborn at this point?
We can either own up to what we are or question them about it.
Yeah, interesting. Well, let's be confident for now. I'm answering your summons.
We will see if you truly have the gift.
Oh, no one told me there'd be a test.
Let us taste of your voice.
So now we get free reign to
now you're allowed to
shout
shout at them.
Actually, I'll just make a quick save right here. Oh, he says strike us. Okay, then. If you say so, old man.
It's fine.
Dude, not so hard. Oh, I wasn't ready.
Welcome to High Hrothgar.
Cool. So now what?
I speak for the Greybeards. Now, tell me, Dragonborn, why have you come here?
I was told to.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Like, what does this all serve for us to come here? Oh, master. Okay. I guess we should inquire a bit about the Dragonborn.
Yes,
It's still a bit unclear what that all is
We are
about.
here to guide you in that pursuit, just as the Greybeards have sought to guide those of the dragon blood that came before you.
So I'm not the only
Oh
Dragonborn?
no, I'm not the only one.
Damn it, I wanted to be special.
You are not the first. There have been many of the dragon blood since Akatosh first bestowed that gift upon mortal kind. Whether you are the only Dragonborn of this age, that is not ours to know. You are the only one that has been revealed thus far. That is all I can say.
Okay.
All right then.
I guess we can still inquire some more, maybe about this place.
We are the Greybeards, followers of the Way of the Voice. You stand in High Hrothgar, the slopes of Kinarith's sacred mountain. Here we commune with the voice of the sky and strive to achieve balance between our inner and outer selves.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Well, I guess I'm ready to learn.
Yeah. Pretty
You have
standard.
shown that you are Dragonborn. You have the inborn gift. But do you have the discipline and temperament to follow the path laid out for you? That remains to be seen. Without training, you have already taken the first steps towards projecting your voice into a thum, a shout. Now let us see if you are willing and able to learn. When you shout, you speak in the language of dragons. Thus, your dragon blood gives you an inborn ability to learn words of power. All shouts are made up of 3 words of power. As you master each word, your shout will become progressively stronger. Master Einarth will now teach you Ro, the second word in Unrelenting Force.
So this one we get for free. We don't have to.
Get a couple.
In the dragon tongue. Combine it with Fus, Force, to focus your thumb more sharply. Ro.
Ooh. Oh, I hate to make another Dark Souls reference because I'm always making those, but that looks so much like a sign left on the ground when you leave signs for other people in the game.
You work like a monster. You truly do have the gift. But like
Wow.
a word
That-
of power,
I just stared at it.
you must unlock its meaning through constant practice in order to use it in a shout.
Right.
Well, that is how the rest of us learn shouts. As Dragonborn, you can absorb a slain dragon's life force and knowledge directly. As part of your initiation, Master Einarth will allow you to tap into his understanding of Ro.
Okay, so am I sucking out his life force now? Is that the implication?
I don't know.
Ah, okay.
Use your unrelenting force shout to strike the targets as they appear.
Yeah, there's no
So
need to
for those
target.
interested at home how this works, yeah, okay, it says it here. So you
Yeah.
can actually charge up your shout now when you have more words, so by holding it down. So that guy was like, shit, not at me, man! Sorry, I guess I'll face this way. So this is the creates an illusion shout, apparently, this guy is doing, because... Oh no, my pot and pan collection!
You're just making a terrible mess here.
You learn quickly. Once more.
Maybe that's why this place is so barren and empty. They can't have lots of nice knickknacks.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone's walking around shouting at things.
Oh no. Oh, hey there, Thorbjorn. How's it today? Oh, that's the door off its hinges again. Why do we have doors in here?
We will perform your next trial in the courtyard. Follow Master Bori.
This is all well and good, but why are we doing this? Okay, we're gonna learn another interesting word of power now.
Yes.
I can spoil at this point that the next quest we're gonna do, the dungeon, you can't complete it without the word we're about to learn.
Yes.
So that's how they check your progress. You have to.
Oh, I hated that.
You have to visit here to learn that word before you can.
But once we get that far, I can tell you how much I hated it.
All right. Yes, that's for another episode, I believe. Might make it today. I'm not sure. Depends a bit. Oh, it is nighttime. Oh.
It is nighttime.
Well, we made it before sunfall, like I said we would. There's 2 moons. I forgot that.
Learn a completely new shout. Master Bori will teach you Wood, which means whirlwind.
And now we'll just stare at this, pontificate this dragon writing for a bit.
You must hear the word within.
Oh, I'm looking at it upside down. Sorry.
Not sure it matters.
Yeah, not really. Oh shit, I think it was the right way around the first time. Whoops. Well, that's 7 years of my life off. Hope it's worth it. Right, so now we go to magic. And I think this is such a useful shout, we could probably put it in our favorites as well. Whirlwind Sprint. Oh, right, okay, we'll get the guided tour of it first.
Master Bori. Stand next to me. Master Bori will open the gate. Use your whirlwind sprint.
So we've got to equip that, of course, first, so I don't just shout at the gate open. There we go. Easy peasy.
Lydia's like, wait!
I want to contribute. All right, this was fun, you guys. Cool. Well, I guess we got to talk some more to Arngeir.
Your quick mastery of a new Thuum is astonishing. I'd heard the stories of the abilities of Dragonborn, but to see it for myself.
I thought this was easy for everyone.
No, indeed not. But beware that your skill does not outstrip your.
So he calls it out right away on our cockiness.
For your last trial. Retrieve the horn of Jürgen Wind.
The horn, that's right.
From his tomb in the ancient fane of Ustengrav.
Sounds really
Remain
scary,
true
that
to
place.
the way of the voice, and you will return.
Cool, that's that quest done, and now we get the horn of Jürgen Windcaller. But we can interview Arngeir a bit about the plot about this point.
The whole dragon thing.
Yeah, like why are they coming back? It's a bit spooky. They've been gone for a millennia, if the texts are to be believed.
No doubt, the appearance of a Dragonborn at this time is not an accident. Your destiny is surely bound up with the return of the dragons. You should focus on honing your voice, and soon your path will be made clear.
Well, we can cut the whole trivia at this point, or we can press him for some more.
Surely there's more.
Please.
There is indeed much that we know that you do not. That does not mean that you are ready to understand it.
Oh gosh.
Do not let your easy mastery of the voice tempt you into the arrogance of power. That has been the downfall of many Dragonborn before you.
All right. Well, let's see. He's got a lot of trivia, actually. I didn't realize. Well, we'll milk him for it, why don't we? What does it mean to be Dragonborn?
Dragons have the inborn ability to learn and project their voice. Dragons also are able to absorb the power of their slain brethren. A few mortals are born with similar abilities. Whether a gift or a curse has been a matter of debate down through the centuries. What you have already learned in a few days took even the most gifted of us years to achieve.
Can we thumb our noses at him?
Yeah. Good on you! Must feel nice to just get free superpowers. I'll go back to meditating in my cold, dank cell. Why are shouts in the dragon language? That's kind of an odd question, but...
Dragons have always been able to shout. Language is intrinsic to their very being.
It's a very strange piece of lore, but...
There is no difference in the dragon tongue between debating and fighting. Shouting comes as naturally to a dragon as breathing or speaking. In mythic times, when mortal
And
kind
yet,
was
they will
infected,
breathe fire on
the
you
goddess
too.
Kinnereth granted us the ability to speak.
That's
as
top
dragons.
tier shouting, you know?
Most people, long years of training are required to learn even the simplest shout. But for you, the dragon speech is in your blood, and you learn it almost without effort.
I do actually like that, though, because when the game was being first, like, trailers and stuff were being shown, you know, you got the impression that the Dragonborn was a unique guy. So already in the beginning of the game, there's that Ulfric Stormcloak guy who has the power of the shout. So I was like, oh, how come he has the shout? I'm supposed to get that, and then these guys. So I like the explanation that because you're the video game protagonist, you can just get free shouts. Well, anyone could theoretically learn shouts. It just requires, like, years of monastic, like, practice and stuff. So I like that, like, that they added that detail there. So.
Dragons have always been
Oh, no, not that one. I already talked about that. I meant to ask about...
most people, but
There's...
for you,
Seems to be just only 4 of you guys up here. That's a bit weird.
almost without effort. 5. Our leader, Paarthurnax, lives alone on the peak of the throat of the world. When
I tried
your
going
voice
there.
Can open the path, you will know you are ready.
Apparently I wasn't ready to speak with him.
Yeah, well, why don't I try this? Can I meet this Paarthurnax chap?
As I said, you will know you are ready when your voice can open the path to him.
Now, if someone has been paying attention today, watching this name has been mentioned already once today before we talk to him, but we won't talk about that any further for now. That'll be later on. Well, why don't you tell me a bit more about you, Greybeards?
We study the way of the voice, according to the teachings of our founder, Jürgen Windcaller. Very few are permitted to study with us here at High Hrothgar. But in your case, Dragonborn, it is a privilege to guide you towards mastery of your voice.
Cool. Ooh, lots of new questions. Why don't the others talk? That's a good lead-in.
Their voices are too powerful for anyone not trained in the way to withstand. Even a whisper could kill you.
Cool. So
Yeah, I wondered about that because it seems like this Arngeir guy is the leader.
yeah, he is, I guess.
But does that mean that he's even better and can moderate his voice?
I believe that's the implication, because you can't try to talk to the other guys and they just like say like one word or something and the screen rumbles.
Right.
So, I guess he is the most talented. Well, he is the guy you talk to all the time. Seems to know everything. So, the way of the voice. Tell us about that. Why don't you?
The voice was a gift of the goddess Kinnereth at the dawn of time. She gave mortals the ability to speak as dragons do. Although this gift has often been misused, the only true use of the voice is for the worship and glory of the gods.
You mean it's not for shouting at your enemies so they fly backwards?
Yeah.
Oh,
or
no.
knocking over stuff in an inn. That's irresponsible. I would never have realized.
How does being able to run really fast honor the goddess Kinnereth?
That's a very... That's so cool, my worshipper. You can go so fast. That's amazing. I guess it is also interesting because I don't follow your philosophy. Why would you help me learn the voice? Or do we want to actually? It's an interesting moral choice here. Do we want to uphold the lessons or go our own way? Let's be a rebel for now.
Dragonborn is an exception to all the rules. The dragon blood itself is a gift of the gods. If we accept one gift, how can we deny the other? As Dragonborn, you have received the ability to shout directly from Akatosh. We therefore seek to guide you on the proper use of your gift, which transcends the restrictions which bind other mortals.
So that's the video game excuse why we can be an asshole if we so
Yes,
wish, because Dragonborn breaks the rules, so it's fine for us to go our own path. Well, let's finally ask about Jürgen Windcaller a little bit, and then we can think about how we're gonna get to Ustengrav.
Ustengrav.
He was a great war leader of the ancient Nords, a master of the voice, or tongue. After the disaster at Red Mountain,
Oh, this is what that poem
the Nord
talked
army
about.
was annihilated. He spent many years pondering the meaning of that terrible defeat. He finally came to realize that the gods had punished the Nords for their arrogant and blasphemous misuse of the voice. He was the first to understand that the voice should be used solely for the glory and worship of the gods, not the glory of men. Jürgen Windcaller's mastery of the voice eventually overcame all opposition, and the way of the voice was born.
Right. So he was the first person to truly harness the power.
All right.
Okay, I think that's all
Not
the
just
info
go
we
around
need.
shouting willy-nilly.
Also, I suppose this is a good place to train for lung capacity, because the thin air super high here in the mountains. I guess that's good for your voice training. I don't know. So yeah, he mentioned Paternox's hideout.
Yeah,
this
he's
trail continues to the
Presumably
summit.
up that way.
This trail continues up to the summit, but weather's a bit bad. I'm sure I can get through here. Oh god, that's cold. Oh no.
Also, it hurts you.
Oh god, that's so cold. Ugh. So we won't try that.
This is what I noticed too.
I'm definitely not ready for this. And for whoever thinks like, well, why don't you just like try to run through, take the damage? Like
I tried that too.
It does knock you back, as you may have noticed there. Like
Yes.
the wind does physically prevent moving through. So that you are not allowed to go through there until you have the proper shout. There's one that removes winds. We'll get to that later. I don't know, because Skyrim and the Elder Scroll games are always good for trying to climb up, the environment. They've probably thought about making it so you can't like try to brute force your way.
Most likely.
But the physics being in this game what there is, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some convoluted way to get up there to kind of sequence break. We're not going to try that. We'll just go with how the game's supposed to go for now. We'll play with the game's rules for the time being.
All right, let's have a look at that map.
Yes, right, of course. I'll just drop in here real quickly, see if there's anything going on down here. This looks so comfortable. I just can't get over this freaking... Stone is famously good as an insulator in the cold, of course. There's Wolfgar. Let's try talking to see what happens.
Doesn't want to talk to you.
That's too bad.
He's very studiously, pointedly reading his book.
Shouldn't bother a man in his book.
That's true.
It certainly looks exciting, whatever this is. But unfortunately, we can't interact with it. I'm trying to find someone who's just walking around. We could try to talk to him. Is that Borri? Hey, Borri. Okay. Yeah, cool. I really remember some of them will sometimes say a single word and they'll accidentally cast the Fusroda at you when doing it, but we didn't get that now. It's fine. Alright, let's study the map then. Well, first let's check our journal, just to review our notes. We're gonna swing by...
swing by Klimik's place.
Yeah, down in Ivarstead, but apart from that...
It's the Horn of Jürgen Windcaller.
I forgot all about these other side quests, so I have to think about doing those sometime. Where was this? Just really quickly, curiously. Oh, that's in Whiterun. Yeah. We forgot to visit her. Well, we'll be going back to Whiterun at some point. We might just do that while we're there. But yes, we're going to Ustengrav, the tomb of Jürgen Windcaller in the marshes of Hjalmarch. That place. Oh, that's a long ways away, actually.
That's a bit of a run.
Yeah, we could catch a coach to one of the cities, I suppose. Make life a bit easier, or if we want to be adventurous, we'll just head off to Whiterun and climb these mountains into the swamps. That could be fun. There's also an interesting camp on the way. Apparently we've heard some sort of intel about this place.
We've probably been told that there's a bandit leader there who requires killing.
Yeah, kill the bandit leader located at Holter Stream Camp. So we could swing by there on our way northwards. That could be a plan, right? Check out Whiterun, Holter Stream Camp, then try to make it across these mountains into Hjalmarch territory. Well, Morthal is the city there. But yes, first things first, we'll fast travel to Ivarstead. There's actually a really interesting the quest system in this game. I looked it up. I didn't know about this until we started recording this, but they have a sort of semi-randomizer in this game when it comes to these side quests.
Okay.
So the quests, like these generic quests like kill the bandit leader, there's a certain amount of camps all over the world, and it'll assign randomly one of those camps to be the quest in the objective of your quest.
Okay.
And it tries to make it so it always like kind of varies around the world, so you kind of get a good tour of the world if you do a lot of the side quests. So for example, I was looking up like how to get the one NPC, one follower I'm interested in getting. Like I looked up the quest, and they couldn't actually tell you in the guide. Couldn't tell you which camp it is because the guy I'm interested in doing the quest, he's like, you have to find my medallion, my heirloom.
Okay.
And it puts that heirloom in one of like 10 or so different bandit camps around the world, man.
Oh, is that the Khajiit?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Because he walks around.
Yeah.
Like he's a random encounter too, I think.
Not quite. So some spoilers about the plot. So he's a caravan guard who we're talking about. His caravan travels between Riften and Windhelm. So you can find him on the trail between either at Riften or Windhelm outside the gates, or traveling between the road between the two cities. Yes, and his quest involves finding like a family heirloom that a bunch of bandits stole, and that is part of this like randomizer. It'll pick. Well, obviously not Halt at Stream Camp, because that's already tied to the one quest we have. But it'll pick like a random one of the other ones that's not assigned yet, and it'll try to pick one which is in a place we haven't really explored yet, to try and add like exploration into the game. It's a fun system. My only beef is if you're really interested in like really plot-heavy stories, like obviously the randomizer, you can't make a very like strong plot in the side quest because it has to account for the possibility of it being in a really weird place and stuff. Is the only problem. Having played a lot of Witcher 3, where every side quest has a huge plot and villains and heroes and stuff, like you can't really get that with a random system, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Anyway, we wanted to travel first to see Klimek in. I try to like. The reason I keep putting this down is because I want to like drag the map around, but that doesn't work. It's the arrow keys. So what I wanted to do, that's right, I need to check where Klimek is. I think he's just in Ivarstead. No, it says...
wait, go back to your journal. See, you have to also click miscellaneous.
Oh. And I think there's also show on map.
Now it'll
There
show
we go,
up.
yes, he's in Ivarstead. So we'll just go down there and see what's up with Klimek. Both, yeah. Okay. We talked about how Dark Elves aren't particularly dark in this game, but then they had a god of murder and deception as their patron. So never mind.
It doesn't really come across in there.
Well, I kind of enjoy Elder Scrolls, how it's quite progressive in that way that none of the player races really have a stereotype assigned to them. They can be all sorts of professions and all sorts of like they don't have to have like this one racial trait really in the way of like their personality and whatnot, really. Obviously they have like cultures and stuff, but then you have guys who have not grown up in their country and have a culture of a different place. And it's kind of nice that way. The only one really is like every kind of race has like one like magic power which kind of defines what they are like.
Yes, by the gods, it's true, isn't it? A dragon has attacked Whiterun. How could mere men bring down such a beast?
Well, not to toot my own horn, but...
You'll find out.
So, of course, Klimek's not open in the middle of the night. That would be stupid. So, we're going to have a
some time.
sleep at Vilemere Bark. Oh, that was the guy, the pilgrim.
Oh, that's
the first
true.
one we saw. I guess he doesn't want to sleep out in the night either. Why would he? In the
Not with
cold
those boats.
outside.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend. Now that our ghost has been unmasked...
Oh yeah, the whole ghost plot. I forgot about that
more
already.
visitors in town than just the occasional pilgrim.
Well, I'd like a room again.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Cheers.
I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
That's implying that this is like a really big place. Like I would really need
Yes.
help
Let me know.
finding this.
Anything
He could literally point over the counter
Yep.
over here. It's that,
That one there.
Well, I appreciate the, I guess
Of course, there's someone already sleeping in here, but
well, you know, these cheap country inns,
Mm-hmm.
they're, you know, co-ed and stuff. Oh, it's already 4 a.m., so I guess we'll have like a 6-hour nap, and it'll be a nice 10 a.m. I'm sure Klimek will be seeing people by then. Oh boy, we're well rested. Lydia
think I
just
saw it
stood
again.
staring at us creepily all night again.
Ghost. It was over by the barrows.
What, again?
not anymore.
Evil, Linley. I told you to keep away from there.
I'm sorry. I was curious. I didn't believe the story.
No.
You don't look like
I
a
won't go over
pilgrim.
there ever again.
Why bother visiting
See that
Iverstead?
you don't.
Hang on, who is this guy? Bastianus Axius? I'm a bit curious now. Let's do really quickly.
What do you want?
Can you tell me about High Hrothgar?
Klimek brings food supplies up to them once every few weeks, when the weather permits it. Other than that, they seem like a quiet lot. Don't really know too much about them.
Alright then. He seems like a creepy guy, like he'd have more.
Yeah. Also, that name.
Boring conversation.
Well, like I was saying, I think this guy's a Nord, but he's clearly, with that name, he's not, you know, a traditional Nord. That's a very imperial name, I believe.
Those bears are making Miss Tempa so angry. I hope you can do something about them.
Sorry, what? What bears? I haven't signed up to...
There's a woman walking around who's really annoyed at a bunch of bears, and she'll give you a task to bring her like 10 bear pelts or something.
Have it out for me.
Yeah, I think that's...
I think the bears are clever enough to hold a grudge against you, Miss Tempa.
If only someone will help me with my bear problem.
Otherwise, mind. Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll?
That's my favorite line. Yeah, that's funny when this game like spawns a bunch of NPCs right next to each other, so you hear like all of the ambient dialogue at that point. Oh hey, Klimek, what you up to?
I wish I could make my deliveries more often, but the road's getting dangerous.
Well, that troll was a mean one actually, so I can
It's true.
understand his
A lot of wolves
hesitance.
there, too.
Yeah.
Ah, good to see you again. How'd that delivery go?
Well, I did it. Delivered supplies.
Quite a climb, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Much appreciated. Here, take this for your troubles.
Cool. 500 gold. Not bad. Not bad.
Thanks
A
again
lot
for the
of
leg.
gold for a... Oh, Nernroot.
No, where? Oh,
Behind you.
there. Perfect. Excellent. I'm actually a bit... I mean, one part I'm disappointed by our climb because that would have been a good time for our first dragon attack to happen while ascending the mountain. It would have been an excellent place to fight the dragon. I remember, I think I was attacked by a dragon when I played this the first time while climbing. I
Right.
was like, this is so hype! But no luck this time. Well then, now we need to worry about our trip. Oh, actually, episode's closing out a bit
Running out
here,
of time.
actually. We might actually call it here, but why don't we travel to Whiterun really quickly? We'll just get our bearings down here, and we'll. I think we'll close it off then for the day. Could we get the breeze home by now? We could look into that. We got 500 gold for delivering.
That's true,
delivering
you might
those.
Have the,
Also, we got lots of
1600.
stuff to sell
We
off.
do have lots of stuff to sell.
We should go see that guy
Pelts
I
and
like.
nothing
again.
else.
Therefore,
Everything's for sale.
everything. Why did I say? Alright, my gold's down here. I'm dumb. I was like, where's my gold in my inventory? I really haven't played this game.
How much was it for the house?
If it's 1,000, we're set. If it's 2,000, then we're a bit down, but our treasures might get us over it, the
That
limit.
was my favorite guy just hanging around outside Bellathor's.
Oh yeah, the moody guy.
Sure, you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away.
Yeah,
Everything's for sale, my friend. Take a look.
I believe it is. Okay, so what we could sell off. Were the gems needed for like magic stuff? I can't remember.
No, you can craft jewelry.
Right, but we could just sell it off.
We could just sell it off.
I think I'll just do that. Now, the soul gem we want to keep. We could use these hides for armor crafting. I forgot all about that.
You can craft with those.
Well, why don't I like sell off every other one, and then I'll save the other ones for... That's what I did when I played The Witcher, because that also has a bunch of crafting. It was like, well, I'll keep half, and I'll sell the other half off, because I don't know if I can use all this stuff. This Ice Wolf pelt, I don't know. No, I'll hold on to it. Do we want to keep this Dragon Claw? It's pretty.
I'm always of two minds with those dragon claws, because on the one hand you can get a lot of money for them, but then I never know if I'm going to need them again.
It seems like they're kind of area dependent.
Yeah.
Like once you use it in the one area, it's not necessary anymore. But why don't we do this? Because we got 1,800, and I think this will get us pretty close to 2,000. We'll go see what Breeze Home costs. If it costs 2,000.
You're also carrying like scrolls and things.
Oh yeah, that I'm probably not going to use. Well, let's go check out Breeze Home anyway at this point, if we can buy it. And if we not, we'll come back to Bellathor and see if we'll sell something off.
You tried mercenary work?
No, that's not the guy you like. This guy.
Yeah,
You know what's
John.
wrong with
John
Skyrim these
Battleborn.
days?
He's
Everyone's
obsessed with death.
Sometimes I miss the
Smart,
soldier's life.
smart words, sir. Smart words.
My God, with my arms.
Yeah, that's one of those, like, love it, hate it things. Like, on one part, it kills immersion that the dialogue, the ambient dialogue is so, like, one-dimensional. But on the other hand, it's really hilarious in video games when the guys are just repeating the same thing over and over. In the previous one, Oblivion, it would be hilarious if, like, even the bandits would have, like, regular NPC conversations, like, when you weren't, like, around.
Right.
Like, they'd talk as if they were, like, a bunch of, like, regular people. Like, just be like, well, I saw a mud crab the other day. Ooh, nasty. And
Nice.
talk about the weather and stuff. And sometimes, if they killed you, then they just immediately go into an NPC conversation after killing you, while you still got the moment lying there, like, oh, hello there. How do you do? I'm fine. How do you do? Yes, that's pretty stupid. Like on paper, it's kind of bad in immersion terms, but it's really funny. Now let's see. We're looking for the.
He might be upstairs.
So angry, can hardly stand it.
No, cheer up, kid.
Me a new dress days ago. Now where is it?
Okay, never mind. That's a really bratty kid.
Yeah.
Let me guess.
This guy.
There he is.
Proventus Savenici. Oh, oh, never mind then. We're not getting this for a while. I really remember it costing a lot less, because I remember having the house really early, but I must have been I must have done a lot of tomb raiding when I played this. 5,000. Never mind then. Ooh, going rate in Whiterun's pretty high. I didn't realize. Hey, I think that's about all the time we have today for our episode.
All right.
So, next time, hopefully, we'll have a bit more of our friends over, because we're going to be...
Yeah, next time we're going to track across the countryside.
Yeah, I think that's the most fun. We could check with the stables if we could get a horse or like a coach to get to Morthal, but I like the idea of roughing it out.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to afford a horse either.
That's also... but I like the idea of roughing it out in the wilderness. Plus, we can swing by Holta Stream Camp, check out what those nasty bandits are doing there. And I think this looks like a fairly easy climb, this route, so this looks a lot sharper here at the mountains, so I think that might also... You never know, but we'll see how the climb goes once we get there. Also, this looks like an easy valley here.
There seems to be a valley there.
Well, we'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yep.
It won't be too tough. But yes, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for joining us again today.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to do this, and we will catch you guys in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody!
Bye-bye!